Welcome back, Duelist Casual Duelist here. Now, today I've got a Dragunity deck for you, but two things before I get into it. This one is definitely a casual build. Note the title card, note the username. And secondly, the only reason I say that is I know this deck is really beloved, and I want to hold off on making a really good competitive version until we get the newer support that's still floating in the OCG. Speaking of that support, I think that's what's going to make our newest card, and we're going to go with the name. We're going to say that's Gormfalbar, and say that he's going to be way better than, because it's, at least right now, the way that I have this deck set up is pretty difficult to make a 7-star. But once we get the new support characters, totally easy, totally doable, and I can't wait to use them then. But I do have a deck list for you guys today. Like I said, it's casual, and let's get you started, all right? So first things first, I'm going to suggest that we play 3 copies of Ash Blossom, 1 copy Dragunity Arma Mistletoe, 3 copies Dragunity Koos, 3 copies Dragunity Dux, 3 copies Dragunity Phalanx, 3 copies Dragunity Senatus, 2 copies Garuda the Wind Spirit, one of my favorite extenders for this deck, 2 copies Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit. And guys, this could be any 2... I would suggest not playing Effect Veilers here, but this could be any 2 hand traps that you guys find most useful. Next to Ash, I find Ghost Ogre to be the most useful right now, and I think Ghost Bell probably by June. And last but not least, the Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. Just a great staple for like just any dragon deck in general. Over to the spells, we got the 1 Called by the Grave, 3 copies Cards of Consonance, 3 Dragon's Ravine, 1 Dragon Shrine, 1 Foolish Burial, 1 Gold Sarcophagus, 1 Feather Duster, 1 Monster Reborn, 1 Raigakai, 1 Terraforming, and going over to the traps, we're rocking 2 copies Harpy's Feather Storm, and this is why we're not using the Effect Veilers. And again, 3 Strikes, because it's just so good. Moving over to the extra deck for you guys, I am running a single copy of Borreload Savage, Crystal Wing Synchro, Dragunity Knight Ascalon, Dragunity Knight Barca, Gai Durg, Lewin, Double Variana, single Scarlight Red Dragon Arcfiend, Crystron Hackle Fibrax, Dragunity Knight Romulus, Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres, 1 IP Masquerena, 1 Nightmare Unicorn, and 1 Triple Burst Dragon. And again, you know, this is, again, casual to like maybe locals strength, depending on how serious your locals is. Back in the day, my 1 locals tournament that I would go to weekly was, it was darn near a regional strength, just area, and very good practice. But probably wouldn't have taken this there. You could, but probably wouldn't have. But I do hope that you guys had a little bit of fun with this one. I hope that you guys get to test it. For everybody who is just here for just the deck, you guys have a great day. And if this helped you, maybe consider hitting the subscribe button. But please tell your friends about the channel. That's doing very well. And again, have a great day. You guys, class is dismissed. We'll see you next time. Everybody else, let's start talking about the choices here. So first up, Ash Blossom, very generic, very good. Stops meddling with the opponent's deck. Good hand trap. Arma Mistletoe for a couple of reasons. 1, it's a 6-star. Which helps us a lot, and a lot more than you would think. This is one of our easy 2-card combos that gets us straight into Ascalon. And for that, you may even consider bumping this up to 2. Now, I play the 1. 1's doing it for me. What the effect is we can special summon this from the hand by sending 1 face-up Dragunity monster we control to the graveyard. And that's important. It's send, it's not just, like a banish, which is great. And when this is normal or special summoned from the hand, we can select 1 Dragon Dragunity in the graveyard and equip it to this. So again, all you need is Koos. You summon Koos, send Koos to the discard pile for Mistletoe. Mistletoe grabs Koos, Koos separates, Koos acts as a 4, Koos and Mistletoe to 10 for Ascalon. It's not super complicated. And again, with your using Phalanx, in the same situation, you won't make it all the way to Ascalon, but you will make it to 8. And that could be a 2-card Borreload, or even the Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend real quick. So fantastic. Koos here cannot be used for the synchro as synchro material except for the synchro summon of Dragunities. And when it is on the field and used for synchro material, it may be used as either a 2 or a 4-star. If this card is currently equipped, you can special summon this card to the field. So again, he has that ability that Phalanx always had, where he's a tuner, and once he's equipped, he can separate. And again, we can use him for links with no restrictions. But if we're going into synchro summons, we need to make sure that we have a lot more Dragunity cards and options to go with. And since he can modify between a 2 and a 4, however, that doesn't mean he could be a 3. It's either 2 or 4. This is what allows us to get Barca and Ascalon rather quickly in this build. Then real quick, we've got Dux. Dux is one of our 2 summoners. And I say this because of his effect. When it is normal summoned, you can select a level 3 or lower Dragon Dragunity in the discard pile and equip it to this. So again, if Koos was already in the discard pile, we could summon Dux, pull him back, split it, counts as 4 and 4. That's Barca, counts as 4 and 2. Going into synchro, and we can only do the Dragunity cards, so we can go into Variana plus Koos. Again, Koos can count as a 2, so we could go into Barca here, or we could go into an Ascalon. Or if you had Phalanx in the discard pile, this is how you could play your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And again, he does have one other static effect. He does gain 200 attack for every face-up Dragunity card you control. So it's him, any card equipped to him, and because it says card, it's spells and traps as well. So he can get rather large real quick, which is good because he starts off at 15, which is sort of 17, but moderate attack. Sorry for the damage. Had that one a minute. Phalanx, the old school tuner, once per turn, and this is soft once per turn, and we could show you a difference between that when we get to Ghost Ogre. These old soft once per turns, while this card is equipped to a monster as an equipped card by a card effect, you can special summon this card. So of course, Dux summons, puts Phalanx on board. Phalanx can separate back to the field as a special summon. 6, Variana do the same thing and go straight up to 8. That's fine. When we're talking about the hard once per turns as opposed to soft once per turns, I'll break it down now, but it's something I want to cover when I do some of the advanced stuff with the whole how-to for the players out there just looking to get into the game, or maybe it's been some years since you guys played. If you look at the bottom of the Ghost Ogre card here, it says you can only use this effect of quotes, Ghost Ogre and Snow Rabbit, end quotes, once per turn. That usually signifies a hard once per turn. That means all cards with that name. When you look at the Phalanx and the way that it's written and the fact that we do have one that's slightly updated, you will see that it never really changed. So once per turn, while this card, referencing this exact copy, is equipped to a monster, that means each time. So that's how you're able to split it from the initial character, go to Variana, grab the same guy, and then do it again. So that's cool. Senatus is our other searcher, and actually decent in the grind game with a good 1,800 point stat. We can discard 1 Dragunity card, equip 1 Dragunity Dragon Tuner from our deck to this card. This does mean that we're going to have to special summon only dragon monsters from the extra deck for the remainder of the turn, which is fine. I got you covered. Got a good dragon lineup. You can only use this effect of Senatus once per turn, so it's a hard once per turn. If a Dragunity card or cards that you control would be destroyed by battle or card effect, you can destroy 1 Dragunity card equipped to this card instead. Most of the time, I'm not having this card sit on the field that long, so I quickly play it and start my loops. And then there's my extender, Garuda. So again, this cannot be normal summoned or set, just like Aqua Spirit from the Freezing Chain structure. This card can only be special summoned by removing 1 wind in the discard pile, and as long as this monster remains face-up on the field, you can change the battle position of one of your opponent's face-up monster cards at the end of their turns. However, we're not usually going to have this guy lay around that long unless we're using Harpy's Feather Storm to trick them, because we can do the whole build-up, good Dragunity monster, get position, And then we can set the Harpy's Featherstorm and summon the Garuda off the banishing of the Winged Beast in the discard pile. This is also great for when we need extra star levels for our synchros, and definitely when we're trying to put bodies on the board for the link material. And then, of course, there's the Ghost Ogre. And again, you can play any other hand trap you guys like here. You know, if Ghost Bell, and I see that picking up later on in this year. If Ghost Bell would be more useful to you at the time, you drop into Ghost Bells. You don't have to play Ghost Ogre. You could play Droll and Lockbird if you wanted to. Just have some fun with it. Again, I wouldn't suggest the Veilers unless you couldn't afford the Harpy's Featherstorms, but I think they're still about $1 right now, so shouldn't be too bad. Ghost Ogre, as an effect, when a monster on the field activates its effect, or a spell trap that's already been face up on the field activates its effect, you send this from your hand or the field to the discard pile to destroy the card on the field. And that's really important because some cards actually say that they need to remain on the field in order for their effect to resolve. So that can still break, not just breaking the board, but can actually break an effect as well. And then there's good old Red Eyes Darkness Metal Dragon. You can special summon this card from your hand by banishing a dragon type that you control. And then once per turn, you can special summon a dragon from your hand or the discard pile every turn, except same name. And I remember back in the day when we were seeing the original Dragunity builds, and even some tech builds, there was a lot of talk and a lot of us seeing this guy bringing back Variana to go to Phalanx to just spam these just huge 8-star synchro monsters back then, like Thought Ruler, Archfiend, and Stardust Dragon. It was cool. The spells, a little bit easier, a little more manageable. Called by the Grave. Target a monster in your opponent's graveyard, banish it, and if you do, till the end of the next turn, its effects are negated, as well as the activated effects and effects of any monsters on the field with the same name. So, usually just hand traps. Cards of Consonants, discard a Dragon Tuner with 1,000 or less attack to draw 2 cards. Again, you're running 2 sets of 3, so all the Dragunity Koos and Phalanx compies do count for this. So that's good. That's going to be a good little draw engine for us. We do have the Ravine, another soft once per turn. So once per turn, discard 1 card, activate one of the following. Either add 1 level 4 lower Dragunity from deck to hand, or send 1 dragon from deck to graveyard. Your pick. Better if you guys are playing like Tempest, but I don't own it, so I'm not playing it. We do have the single copy Dragon Shrine. Again, send a dragon from the deck to the graveyard. We don't need the rest of the effect because none of our cards are normal types. The Foolish Burial, again, send a monster from deck to the discard. Gold Sarko. And I've been thinking about this, trading this out for Upstart Goblin. You guys let me know what you guys think about that. Effect, just banish a card from your deck, face up. During your second standby phase after this card's activation, add that card to your hand. Honestly, I've just been using this to get to the Red Eyes Darkness. So, again, I'm thinking Upstart Goblin might do me better. We got Feather Duster to break the back row. We got Reborn as a generic extender. We got Ragakai to break the opponent's field. And we got Terraforming to get our field spell faster. We're going to run 2 copies of the Featherstorm in the traps because if we control a winged beast monster, until the end of the turn, after activation, negate any monster effects your opponent activates. Forget the rest of the effect because we don't have Harpies. Except if this is in the owner's spell trap and is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, you can add your Harpy's Feather Duster from your deck or graveyard to your hand. That's live, I guess. But we're really looking at, again, you can summon Ascalon, extend with Garuda, throw this down, pass turn, opponent's turn, standby phase, flip the trap, and half the time they just got to pass. Again, if you null out every effect that your opponent goes to activate, there's no point in trying to take a turn. It's like one monster in defense, go. And again, the 3 strikes, just a real staple for me. When a monster or monsters will be special summoned or their effect activated, pay 1,500, negate, destroy. So, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Got the extra deck. Again, we got Borreload Savage. Again, 8 stars. If it's Synchro Summon, equip 1 link in the graveyard to it. It gets counters based on that monster's link rating and gains half of that monster's attack power. And when your opponent activates a card or effect, you can remove a counter from this to negate that activation. And again, he's got basic blue eyes. You know, he's 8 stars. He's 30 by 25. It's not bad. Crystal Wing Synchro, and again, we need to do this off the step-ups. So we need to have the 6-star Synchro plus like the 2-star Phalanx. Once per turn, when another monster's effect is activated as a quick effect, we get to negate that if we do destroy the monster. And if we do that, then this card also gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of the turn, which is a big mouthful. Also, if this card battles an opponent's level 5 or higher monster during damage calculation, this card gains attack equal to the current attack of the opponent's monster that it is battling during that calculation only. So it has a destroy, interrupt, board breaking effect first, which also allows it to bulk itself up. And then it's got a very semi-selective, honest effect for a battle bulk up anyway. So really good at helping out. We got Ascalon, again, 10 stars. Dragunity tuner plus non-tuners. And again, one of the best ways to do this is with our boy Koos. His effect is pretty good. And again, it helps us break boards. You can banish one Dragunity monster from your graveyard, target a monster your opponent controls, banish that. And if this synchro summoned card and its owner's control is destroyed by an opponent's card effect, we can special summon one Dragunity synchro monster with 3k or less attack from the extra deck, treating that as a synchro summon, allowing us to play just anybody else for free. And again, that second effect, no, it should be each effect once per turn. Then we got Barca, again, 8 stars, and again, Koos plus 4-star Wing Beast equals this, or, the effect of Ascalon. When this is synchro summoned, we can select any number of dragon-type Dragunity monsters in the graveyard and equip them to this card. This card gains 300 for every card equipped to it that is Dragunity. The real purpose of this would be to play up our Link plays and really get that moving, as that could be upwards of 5 little tuners. I mean, on 6, we have Garuda, Dragon Tuner, Wing Beast, non-tuners, very easy to make. Once per turn, add 1 level 4 lower Dragon or Wing Beast from deck, and then discard 1 Dragon or Wing Beast from hand. So this will allow you to correct your hand and get to the cards that you wanted. We do have Lewin. This is a Hackle Fibrax target. It is a 6-star as well, though. If this is special summoned, you can target 1 Dragunity monster in the graveyard, equip it to this card. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can target 1 Dragunity monster you control, equip this card to that target. It gains 1,000 attack and defense. You can only use each effect once per turn. So again, he's a little tricky, but perfectly worth using. And then you got the 2 Varianas, Dragon Tuner and non-tuner Wing Beasts. When this is synchro summoned, you can target a level 3 or lower Dragon Dragunity in the graveyard, equip that to the card. Once per turn, you can send 1 equip on this and double its attack until the end phase, which is okay, but again, we used to step up off of this and then just use it for other synchro plays later. And one of my favorite cards here, Scarlet Red Dragon Archfiend. Tuner plus non-tuners, 8 stars. Card is considered Red Dragon Archfiend while it's on the field. While it is on the field or in the graveyard, that's the same thing. Once per turn, you can destroy as many special summon effect monsters on the field as possible with attack less than or equal to this card, other than this card. Then inflict 500 damage to the opponent for each monster destroyed. Now, barring your opponent having Apollosa. And again, I think we have a way to stop that. You can actually clear away many different types of boards just by playing the Scarlet Red Dragon. And that's why he's one of my favorites. Over to the Link portion now. Crystron Hackle Fibrax, again, 2 monsters plus 1 being a tuner. If his Link summoned, you can special summon a level 3 or lower tuner from the hand or deck in defense. Cannot activate its effects this turn. During the opponent's main or battle phase, we can banish this that we control, special summon a tuner synchro from the extra deck. And so we could do that. We do run the single copy Romulus. 2 Dragon and or Wing Beasts accept tokens. When this is Link summoned, we can add a Dragunity Spell Trap or 1 Dragon Ravine from our deck to our hand. Right now, I'm only using him for the Dragon's Ravine. I will use him for the additional effect and actually double him up into the extra deck once we get the new support and start playing way better. If a Dragon monster is a special summon from the extra deck to a zone this card points to, you can special summon a Dragon or Wing Beast from your hand to defense, but for the rest of the turn, its effects, if any, are negated. May not be used as link material. However, it's not going to stop us from synchro summoning, and that last effect is once per turn. So we are using Hieratic Seal of the Heavenly Spheres as our second right now. This one's 2 dragons. Once per opponent's turn, if this is in the extra monster zone, quick effect, tribute 1 monster from our hand or field. Return 1 face-up card on the field to the hand. If this card itself is tributed, special summon 1 dragon from the hand or deck, making its attack and defense 0. You can only use this effect once per turn. What I like to do, again, if we can get this right, again, if they don't attack it, that's fine. They're going to. But if we're looking at a one-on-one situation when they go for it, you tribute itself, bounce their monster, and develop your Red Eyes Darkness this way, allowing you to get around the needing to banish one for the special summon. We do run Masquerena, 2 non-link monsters during the opponent's turn. You guys know how this one works. We want to go ahead and we want to link during their turn, and the link monster becomes immune to effects. We do have the Unicorn, which is my favorite step up, and for the cost of 1 card, we can banish 1 card, seal 1 card from the field back to the owner's deck. And then, of course, Triple Burst Dragon is just going to come in handy during the damage step with this deck and let you have that little bit of extra power that the deck really needed. So, guys, I really hope that you guys enjoyed this. I saw all the notifications. I kind of took yesterday off from looking at the channel at all. And I promise you I'm going to get to answering all of that probably before this got uploaded. I'd like to thank you guys for this. And tomorrow we're going to start doing what I'd like to do. I'm going to try to do it every week. We're going to try to do a little segment for Saturdays called Card of the Week, where we're going to kind of geek out about 1 card. We'll talk about like when it was released, what its applications are, cost, why you should have it, why maybe you shouldn't have it. And we figure with like over 10,000 cards in the game, we probably won't run out anytime soon. So again, thanks for watching. I'm going to get to work on trying to write an outline for that. And we'll see you guys tomorrow. Have a good one.